Did this happen during your time at Goodwill? Did you reapply to TEDx during your time at Goodwill? Did this happen after?
The idea of TEDx did not come up until 2015, 16. There is a lady that I co-authored a book with, a group of us. She's an attorney out of, I think she's based out of New Orleans, but she lived in Atlanta. And prior to the launch of the book that we co-authored, she was going over to, I'm going to say Morocco. I'm saying Morocco, but I may be wrong. And she was talking about her TED Talk, that she was getting ready to do a TED Talk. And I said to my husband, I said, wow, I said, she's doing a TED Talk. I said, remember I was telling you about, I saw that TED Talk video when I was in prison, and, you know, and that was it. So that was it. We co-authored the book in 2016. It was a success.
Was that Consequences?
No, it was She Conquered.
She Conquered. Yes.
Consequences was before.
Consequences was the first book, and She Conquered came after Consequences.
Yes. And so it was after She Conquered. We had got back from Atlanta. I'm in the doctoral program. I'm doing work. And I happened to log on one day to check in on some homework, right?
Yeah.
And I see on the face of the Nova Southeastern University's screen was, are you ready to tell a TED Talk? And I was like, you're right. And so I let it go. I didn't do anything because I just felt like I wasn't ready. And it would be the first and probably the last time I would say I'm not ready and I don't do it. But I usually say I'm not ready and still do it. But I said I wasn't ready.
Sometimes you do it not ready.
Well, I sure did this one not ready. So, but what happened was, it was one of those things that kept presenting itself. And so what happened was, I kept saying, I'm going to apply. And I don't know, a week went by, 2 weeks went by. Anyways, I got ready to get up one morning. The kids were in their room sleep, and I grabbed my phone to check social media, just to check. And the face of, and to check homework. And then that, again, that talk, the screen was up there about the TED Talk. And I was like, oh my God, I never finished this. So I got ready to go in to finish it. And the deadline had expired that Friday. Here it is Saturday. So the deadline had expired that Friday at 5 o'clock. I was like, oh, great. So I refreshed my screen and it still was there. And I was like, what? So it was like, okay. I said, no, I'm laying here anyway. I'm just going to fill it out. And sure enough, I filled it out and I submitted it, and it says, thank you for your submission.
Oh like, my goodness. It allowed it to go through.
And so Monday morning, I made it my business to call that number at 9 o'clock. And I called, and the lady picked up the phone. And I said, hi, my name is Yolanda Perkins, and I applied for a TED Talk, and I know that the deadline was Friday. However, the application was still there. She says, you know what? It sure was. I have your application, but I'm going to go ahead and shut down the link now. And I thought, okay. A week later, I got an email that I had been selected to do a phone interview. And I thought, okay, all right. And I did the phone interview, and I basically highlighted the title of the TED Talk was Stop, Drop, and Roll, Coming Out the Fire, or something like that, or I can't remember right offhand. And I said, I shared my story, and I said I would love to highlight my story in a TED Talk, in your talk. And she says, are you able to do this in about 15 minutes? You said a lot. Can you do this in 15 minutes? I said I can do it in 13 minutes if you want me to.
Oh, and, wow.
And the rest is history. The
rest is history. I watched your talk on TED Talks. I watched it maybe a couple of times. And the thing that stuck out to me was turning adversity into opportunity.
That's my motto.
That's the theme that stuck out to me. And that's what Fireside Chats is about. And that's why you sit in that seat in this camera right now, because it is absolutely being in the darkest place in your life, or places in your life, where nobody sees all of the journey or all of the hell you had to go through to get to where you are. Could you say, or would you say, that your experience with going, you know, through the prison system and going through some of the things that you faced, do you think that the TED Talks opportunity and all of the things you're doing now would have happened without these experiences, without that experience? Do you think that the adversity right now where you are catapulted you to where you are now?
You know, I quite often think about that. I quite often think about that. And as of today, I don't have an answer. What I do say is this, is that I have stopped complaining about why I had to go through this, because at the end of the day, I put a lot of this responsibility on myself. But now I don't necessarily say why me, like why did I have to? It's more so I'm glad I was chosen. I look at my siblings, my four siblings. I have 3 brothers and a sister, and I can't even imagine either one of them being in prison. I can't imagine. I just can't. And I just felt like I have always been strong enough to just do it. I think I started this when I went to Argentina. I think it started going to Argentina. I truly believe that I have always been covered. And when I mean covered, I just truly believe that God's grace is, I just feel like my grandmother, my mother, my great grandmother, I just believe that I have prayers covering me, because I've had issues from since I was in 1st grade where I could have lost my leg. And I just think that I have been at an early age, didn't realize the call on my life. And I think now I'm at a point where I can embrace it. There's been a lot of times I have downplayed my accomplishments because I think that anybody can do it. And then I'm reminded, if anybody could do it, more people would do it, Yolanda. And so I think my focus is no more questioning why, and just embracing what it is and making sure that I have equipped my kids enough to have enough confidence where they will never make the same mistake that I did. I think that's what fuels me. But as far as the experience, I don't have an answer. I have thought about that. This is something that I think about quite often. And I never, ever, ever want anyone to feel pity over me. What I want people to just understand is that we all get thrown bricks. I don't know how to build a house, but if I had some bricks, I would probably make a story.
We'd figure it out.
I would figure it out. I've always just felt like everyone should just figure it out. But I've always had some experience to share. Prison, that what turned out to be what I thought was the end of my life, I was so young, has actually opened up a lot of doors. There are some people that just don't like what I've done, and I have chosen to put my energy into those that do. That's not right. Like what I've done, but to those that are supportive. That's right. In my reentry, my redemption, and my recovery as far as where I am today. I can't worry about the ones that don't like me. That's right. I can't lose any sleep over that, and I won't. I've apologized enough. I've said I'm sorry enough. Let me offer a perspective. I say, like Jill Scott says, your background, it ain't squeaky clean shit, but sometimes we all got to swim upstream. You ain't a saint. Whatever, but you put your good foot down and your soul's a winner. So nobody on this planet, Yolanda, not one person, I don't care, from the chief of police to the judge sitting on the stand, nobody is squeaky clean. It does not exist. It just does not exist. We are human beings on this planet. We do things all the time. We're going to continue to do things. And, you know, it's so funny. My mom, she didn't used to like when I would say this, but I would say, I am a sinner. Who's probably going to sin again. You know, not that thing. You have a beautiful voice, by the way. Oh,
Thank you. I didn't get to finish my song, but
I
the
heard
point
it.
was, it is what it is. It
Right.
is what it is. Life is what it is. We are who we are. We are beautiful and flawed all at the same time. And I think our
Yes.
flaws make us beautiful. And there's nothing sexier to me, Miss Yolanda, than being able to turn your pain into power.
Yes.
The scars that you carry are scars that you are able to put on display and say, you know what, like Lisa Nichols says, my scars are sexy because this is what I've been able to do with
Right.
them. It's not a secret. I'm not hiding it. Yes, I went through that. Yes, I did that. But look at me now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what I'm doing now. And that's all
Right.
that matters. That's all
Right.
that matters.
Right.
So to close this off, whew, it's just been so powerful, and it's just been so powerful and so magical to me. What would you like to tell women that have gone through the same experience or are currently going through the same experience? There may be some women who are currently incarcerated right now that may, out of a whim, be able to watch this chat one day. What message would you want to tell them, or what message do you want to leave?
I think for someone that is currently incarcerated and patiently waiting for their re-entering back into the free world, I think what I would tell them is to stick to your goal. And I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds like that's it, just stick to your goal. But when I mean stick to your goal, I mean, for me, my way out was writing. And what I mean by writing was that I maintained a mindset of I was going to do it whether they let me or not. If I wanted to be a nurse, although they say, oh, you can't be a nurse, you're a convicted felon. Well, they would have to tell me 20 times that I can't be a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I won't let a receptionist tell me what I can't do. I would need to hear from the person that makes the decisions. And I would do whatever I can to get in front of that person. I think for someone that's incarcerated and that feels like life is just done, I would say you have myself to look at. You have tons of women that are breaking barriers every day. And I just think that if you surround yourself around those individuals, and I know you're going to say to yourself, well, how can I find you? I'm not in Florida where you are. You know what? There is a Yolanda where you are. There's a Yolanda everywhere. There are Lisa Nichols everywhere. There are some Les Browns everywhere. There are some ETs everywhere. There are you everywhere. And we just have to connect. And I truly believe, and my former pastor used to always say this, and I believe this to this day, that when your heart is right with God and your desires are to please him, God is obligated to place you in the company of the people that you need to know that's critical to your success, your destiny, your purpose in life. And I truly believe that while someone that's incarcerated may not know how to get to the next level, there will be someone that come along. And when you find yourself saying, oh my God, how did that happen? It's because it had to happen. Someone that's incarcerated, I tell you, just write down your goals, regardless of where you are. I don't care if you're sitting in a 4x2 cube, if you're in transit being shackled up, just know that that's not your end. And just always have, and sometimes I get it. Some people just like, I don't have enough willpower to do that. Yes, you do. If you don't have enough willpower, then you need to be around somebody that has the willpower that can encourage you until you get enough. Because I truly believe that if you're around someone long enough, you will begin to pick up habits, and you want those habits to be positive habits. And so for me, I've just always had a mindset. Every now and then I need someone to remind me of my goodness, remind me that I can do this. But for the most part, I've equipped myself to be able to say it to myself. Give me a mirror, give me just some energy and a space, and I will talk myself. So I just think that regardless of the situation, just look beyond that. However long you're in prison for, whatever the situation, whether you're in prison in your mind, because a lot of people are mentally incarcerated, mentally locked up, and they feel like there's no way out, but there is. And as for someone that's currently out and just feel like they're lost, they don't know where they are, I would just say the same thing. Just get connected with someone that's doing something positive. Just get connected and see how you can, build off that and share your resources and just learn. For a very long time, I soaked up a lot of energy. a lot of, and when I mean energy, and I don't want to say energy, I soaked up a lot of information. I learned quickly who would take from my energy within me and who was positive for me. And I learned early on, but I truly believe that when your heart is right with God, and I don't think there's any other way around it. I just truly think that when you've made your mind up to do the right thing, that God will put people in your path. And whenever we come across stuff and say, I don't know, if you ever, to me, when you hear somebody say, I don't know why I went this way today, but I'm so glad I did. How you doing? My name is such and whatever. I don't think that's no accident. Like, I don't believe in that as an accident. I just believe that you had to go this way because you needed to see this person, because this person needed your information to get to the next level. I truly believe that. Like, I truly believe that. And so, you know, I just encourage everyone and to continue to use motto I use is take your adversity to create multiple opportunities. I don't care what it is.
That's right.
Use it. That's what I mean. I'm no different than anyone else. I have the same amount of hours in a day than anyone else does. We all have the same amount. And I just think how we use our time, we just need to be very mindful about that. And if you're in prison, you have a lot of time to be able to think what you want to do, put a plan together, you know, whatever it is that you want to do.
Keep going. Set the goal. Keep going. Yes, there will be interferences. There will be bumps. There will always be bumps and interferences as long as we're living on this planet in these bodies with other millions of people on it. There always will be. Yes. But earlier when I asked, do you think that some of the experience you went through kind of catapulted you to where you are? And this, I think, piggybacks off of that just a bit to say you were able to tap into parts of yourself that you didn't know was there from this experience. Yeah. You became the Yolanda you are now.
Yes.
The Yolanda you went in, there was a different Yolanda that went in than the Yolanda that came out, and the Yolanda that I'm speaking to right now. So I'm going to say that this set you up to be able to help millions of other women across the globe who have experienced or currently experiencing what you've gone through. I will say personally that a very close family member of mine is currently going through the same thing, and she has found her second win, and she has found her inner fight as well, and this is catapulting her to where she is going. So we will say that you're right, nothing is by chance. Everything happens for a reason, and it's what you're going to do with it that you're able to seriously turn what seem like barriers into ladders to get you to where you are right now. And also that I'm so glad that we don't look like what we've been through. Don't let the pretty face fool you. The story is not pretty, but where I am now, I'm going to say I'm sitting real pretty. The scars are still there, but we're sitting really pretty, and you are sitting very, very pretty, and you are in a powerful position to make a lot of change with your story. So thank you so much for coming to the Fireside, you know, to share this with us. It's been so heartfelt. It's been so wonderful getting to know you. And, you know, I know we're just seeing each other for the first time, but I'm going to say that I love you because you have opened up and shared such a transparent, powerful story that I feel like it couldn't go unnoticed. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And to the little one back there saying, Mommy, she's handling, I heard her in the background saying she's on an interview. My husband. She's on an interview. Quite a few calls came in. So kudos to what you're doing, setting the example for her, showing her what a woman of strength and power looks like. It's amazing that you're setting this example. So, and we will catch you on the flip side. This has been so amazing. So tell people how they can keep in touch with you and keep up with Undies by Blenditone.
Yes,
and how to get more information.
Yes, and yes, definitely. Follow me. Follow Undies by Blenditone on Instagram, please. Yes. Undies by Blenditone. You can follow me on Instagram. Also, Yolanda Flournah Perkins on Instagram, and my Swimmie Caps. Swimmie Caps on Instagram. Yes, please follow.
Yes. I'm following. I think it's an absolutely amazing brand, and I'm aware that your daughter has helped you design this brand and cultivate this brand. And oh my goodness, just going into all of these powerful moves and entrepreneurship, and just you are doing the thing. So thank you for being an example of what living really looks like and what living bold really looks like. So I'm going to be keeping in touch with you. Those of you who resonate with this story, please make sure you follow Yolanda. Follow Undies by Blenditone, and we look forward to seeing you on the flip side. Till next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.